NBA players you didn't know were related. While most sports fans know about the athletic bloodlines of the Mannings and Williams, the brotherly love of Jim and John, and the Earnhardt and Busch families, not everyone knows that Tracy MsGrаdу and Vinse Cаrtеr are related. If you belong to the latter, you are not alone. Luckily, in today's video, we won't be discussing the well-known sports clans, but rather examining some less obvious family ties. Here are the top 10 NBA players who kept sports all in the family. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel for more baller content. Let's get it rolling. At number 10, Dominique Wilkins and Damian Wilkins. Son of former NBA veteran Gerald Wilkins and nephew of his famous uncle Dominique Wilkins, Damian Wilkins played college ball for 2 years at North Carolina State and another 2 years at the University of Georgia. Though he went undrafted in 2004, he was still able to make the roster with the Seattle Supersonics. Damian stayed in the NBA until 2013 before he went over to China. His uncle Dominique played college basketball at the University of Georgia and was selected 3rd overall in 1982 by the Atlanta Hawks. He had 9 All-Star years, won 2 iconic slam dunk contests, and was named to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame back in 2006. At number 9, Chauncey Billups and Rodney Phillips. You might not be familiar with these NBA brothers, as Rodney had a long road to the NBA. He played for Los Angeles Valley College in California for a year before moving on to the University of Denver. In the 2005 draft, Rodney went undrafted but was able to play with Detroit in their summer league before going over to play in the Latvian league in Europe. Chauncey, on the other hand, was named Mr. Basketball of Colorado 3 years in a row. He played college ball at the University of Colorado for 2 years and then was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 1997 as the 3rd overall pick. He played until 2014 before retiring as a member of the Detroit Pistons. At number 8, Julius Erving and Jeff Halliburton. Although these players are related by genealogy, only one of these 2 cousins had a successful NBA career. Jeff played for Drake University in college and led them to NCAA tournament appearances in both years he attended. In his senior year, he was named MVP Player of the Year and was drafted 39th overall by the Atlanta Hawks in 1971, but only played 2 seasons in the NBA, averaging 6.1 points and 1.6 rebounds per game. Julius Erving, on the other hand, played high school basketball in New York and then attended the University of Massachusetts, and due to the division of the NBA and ABA, actually went to play in the ABA, where he was picked up as an undrafted free agent by the Virginia Squires. Erving ended up with 4 MVP awards, 3 scoring titles, 3 championships, and was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 1993. At number 7, Corey Joseph and Chris Joseph. Though separated by a couple of inches and years, these second cousins currently play professional basketball, but only one of them is in the NBA. Corey, for instance, played high school basketball in Nevada on the same team as his friend Tristan Thompson, and ended up playing for 1 season at the University of Texas, where he was named to the Big 12's All-Freshman team. In 2011, he was declared 29th overall by the San Antonio Spurs, where he stayed until 2015 before he signed with Toronto. His cousin Chris played his final 2 years of high school ball in Washington, D.C., then attended Syracuse for 4 seasons and was named All-Big East First Team in 2012. He stayed in the NBA until 2013, when he then went over to Europe to play, where he remains today. Number 6, Sebastian Telfair and Stephon Marbury. Although Sebastian Telfair and Stephon Marbury played high school ball together at Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, New York, these 2 cousins spent 9 years apart after high school. At the time when Telfair was the leading scorer in history for his high school, a record he kept until 2009 when Lance Stephenson broke it, Marbury was named Mr. Basketball for New York in his senior year, then attended Georgia Tech. Telfair was the 6th highest recruit in his senior year, but instead of going to Louisville where he was committed, he went directly into the NBA. Marbury was selected 4th overall in 1996, and Sebastian was selected 13th overall in 2004. They had varying careers within the NBA, as Marbury played for 15 years within the NBA before moving over to China to play, where he plays currently. Sebastian played for 10 years in the NBA and currently plays in Italy. Number 5, Danny and Gerald Green. Only 1 year apart in age and with only 1 inch separating them in height, Danny and Gerald both played in the NBA, though many don't really know they're cousins, as Green is a very common family name in the NBA, let alone the United States. Danny is 6'6" and played high school ball in New York. He went to the University of North Carolina for college and played there for all 4 years. In 2009, Cleveland selected Danny 46 overall, and he stayed there for 1 year. He signed with the Spurs in 2010, played 8 seasons with them, signed with the Raptors in 2018, and won a championship along his old teammate Kawhi Leonard, then recently signed with the Los Angeles Lakers in 2019. Gerald Green played high school ball in Houston, where he was named an All-American in 2005. Considered the #1 prospect out of high school, he skipped college and went directly into the NBA, where he went 18th overall to the Boston Celtics. He has played for 9 different NBA franchises and played some basketball over in Russia for a couple of years. He now plays with the Rockets. Number 4, Shammond Williams and Kevin Garnett, cousins. You would never think these two are cousins because they look nothing alike, as Shammond Williams is 6'1" and Kevin Garnett is 6'11". Big height difference, right? But while Williams played college ball at North Carolina, he was also the 34th overall pick in 1998. Williams ended up bouncing around to various teams in the league and eventually ended up playing in Europe. Kevin Garnett earned the record of 1995 National High School Player of the Year and jumped directly into the NBA, where he was drafted 5th overall. Since then, Kevin has become an NBA legend and surefire Hall of Famer when things are all said and done. Number 3, Tobias Harris and Channing Frye. If you have seen Tobias Harris, then you may be able to recognize his cousin Channing Frye, as both are very similar in height. Tobias Harris is 6'9" and Channing Frye is 6'11". In 2010, Harris won Mr. Basketball for the state of New York, and after attending the University of Tennessee for 1 season, he was drafted by the Charlotte Bobcats in 2011 with the 19th overall pick. Seeing his skills, Harris was traded immediately to Milwaukee and then played for Orlando for 3 seasons. He currently plays for the Detroit Pistons. His cousin, Channing Frye, who attended the University of Arizona, was named Arizona's Player of the Year in 2011 when he was a senior in high school. In 2005, Frye was selected 8th overall by the New York Knicks. Since then, he has played with Portland, Phoenix, and Orlando, and in 2016, he played with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Interestingly enough, these two played together in Orlando for the last couple of years. Number 2, Kwame Brown and Jabari Smith. Though Jabari Smith and Kwame Brown are listed to have the same height at 6'11", these two cousins had very different careers in the NBA. Smith attended LSU for college and was selected by the Sacramento Kings in the 2nd round. Smith had played for 3 different teams, but only averaged 3 points per game overall. He also played overseas, including stints in Puerto Rico, Turkey, Iran, and Spain. On the other hand, Kwame Brown dealt with a lot of hype before making it to the NBA. He played high school ball in Georgia and was named High School Player of the Year in 2001. He decided to go directly to the NBA and was the first high school player to ever be drafted #1 overall. He played in the NBA for 13 years, for 7 different teams, and he's been considered one of the biggest draft busts in NBA history. Coming in at number 1, Jimmy Walker and Jalen Rose. Jimmy Walker and Jalen Rose readily come to mind when you think of distant family relationships, as both never actually met in person, which makes this father-son combo a unique mixture. Both were successful basketball players, though. Jimmy Walker played college basketball at Providence and was selected as the #1 overall selection in 1967 by the Detroit Pistons. He played for 9 years and was named an All-Star twice. His son, Jalen Rose, was a member of the famous Fab Five, a group at the University of Michigan. He played there for 3 seasons and then was drafted by the Denver Nuggets in 1994 as the 13th overall pick. He played until 2007, when he retired after playing a year with the Phoenix Suns. In 2007, Walker passed away from cancer, and although Jalen spoke to him over the phone a few times, they never had the chance to meet in person. And that is it for our list. Learn something new in this video? Let's hear your take in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos from Baller Central.